We begin tonight with the Office of the Solicitor General filing a warranto case before the Supreme Court seeking to nullify ABS-CBN's franchise. President Duterte has repeatedly threatened the media giant, but Malacañang says he had nothing to do with the petition, which would bypass Congress itself in its fast-approaching deadline to extend or let lapse the broadcast network's franchise. Marlene Alcaide has the story.
Solicitor General Jose Calida personally appeared at the Supreme Court to file the warranto petition against ABS-CBN, seeking to void the legislative franchise of the network and its subsidiary ABS-CBN Convergence Incorporated. During the filing, Calida even had a confrontation with an ABS-CBN reporter.
Palagi mo binabonatan, ha? Bugaso ka rin pala, eh.
Sir, I'm just doing my job, sir. It's a story. It's part of the function.
Mag-practice ka na lang para makita tayo sa court.
Based on the motion, Calida said the government wants to put an end to the network's, quote, highly abusive practices. The petition alleges that the pay-per-view channel in ABS-CBN TV Plus and the KBO channel operate without approval from the National Telecommunications Commission. The Office of the Solicitor General also compared ABS-CBN to Rappler, which issued Philippine Deposit Receipts or PDRs to foreigners, a violation of the foreign ownership restriction on mass media.
Violation of the Constitution and the laws. Ganun lang, hanggang doon lang tayo.
In a statement, ABS-CBN said all their broadcast offerings, including KBO, were approved by government regulatory bodies. Regarding the issuance of PDRs, it said they were evaluated and approved by the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Philippine Stock Exchange prior to their public offering. The Lopez-led network denied all the charges in the petition and called the case an attempt to deprive Filipinos of its services. Presidential spokesperson Salvador Panelo meanwhile denied that the president had a hand in the warranto petition. He said the Solicitor General has a mandate to institute any action if it so deems necessary to uphold the law.
If a franchise holder is violating its franchise, then it is his duty to file a petition of warranto.
Panelo admitted that the president has often expressed displeasure towards ABS-CBN for allegedly failing to air his political ads during the last presidential elections. For News 5, Marlene Alcaide, we are One News.
The fresh threat on ABS-CBN's franchise sent the stock plunging 1.1 3/4% on Monday's trade. It fell as much as 2.9% before rebounding to end the day at 16 pesos and 70 centavos apiece. Reuters notes that ABS-CBN has lost 65% of its share value since Duterte assumed office in 2016. Journalist groups are hitting hard against the move by the Solicitor General. The National Union of Journalists of the Philippines says the Duterte government is clearly hell-bent on using all its powers to shut down ABS-CBN. The Foreign Correspondents Association of the Philippines calls the warranto petition political harassment as it threatens one of the media industry's pillars. President Duterte has openly said he wishes to see ABS-CBN out of business. Then he says this is personal. The president said the network had unfairly stopped a political ad from airing when he was running for president. The University of the Philippines College of Mass Communication says the government is out to silence critical media. The College Editors Guild of the Philippines, meanwhile, says the attack on ABS-CBN threatens press freedom. Some lawmakers are also slamming the warranto petition against ABS-CBN, saying the move is an assault to the separation of powers between the legislature and the judiciary. Ria Fernandez with the story.
Solicitor General Jose Calida's filing of a warranto petition against ABS-CBN's franchise did not sit well with some lawmakers. Some of them are allies of the president, including House Deputy Speaker Johnny Pimentel.
Kongreso dapat ang mag-decide niyan whether we should repeal it, we should approve it.
Cagayan de Oro Representative Rufus Rodriguez also condemned the OSG's action.
Filing of the Solicitor General in the Supreme Court against the franchise of ABS-CBN is an unconstitutional encroachment on the exclusive power of Congress to grant franchises.
This is also the view of House Ways and Means Committee Chairman Joey Salceda.
Ginagawa kaming kindergarten sa pag-file ng kasong ito. The Committee on Legislative Branches of Congress has the means and has the intent.
81 representatives from the lower chamber have signed a resolution urging that the discussion on the network's franchise be moved to the plenary level even without passing through the committee level. This number already exceeds the 20% requirement of the House rules, which requires the signature of 60 lawmakers. But it has to be signed by Majority Floor Leader Martin Romualdez, who also chairs the Committee on Rules. The petition has been forwarded to Romualdez. One of the signatories is Congresswoman Sol Aragones, a former ABS-CBN reporter.
Ang pinaka-concern natin dito ay ang halos 11,000 na mga empleyado na maaaring mawalan ng hanapbuhay.
The Committee on Legislative Franchises has still not calendared ABS-CBN's franchise, which is set to expire on March 30. Pimentel, however, believes that Calida's move has the palace's blessing.
The OSG will not file that case if there is no go signal from the higher-ups.
Meanwhile, Senator Grace Poe, head of the committee that will hear the renewal, said Calida's petition has no impact.
There's a separation of powers. May pagkakahiwalay-hiwalay ng kapangyarihan. Pag nagbigay ng prangkisa ang legislatura, ito ay mandato namin.
Senator Mig Zubiri, for his part, said many lawmakers in the upper chamber are in favor of renewing the franchise, but it must first pass the House plenary before the Senate starts its deliberation. For News 5, Ria Fernandez, We Are One News.